Welcome back to Captain Crypto's Compass, and in this video we're going to look at Ethereum. Now Ethereum is knocking on the door of its previous all-time highs, and we are currently trying to break above that all-time high ceiling of roughly about $4,800, and we have seen a bit of a retracement now with Ethereum. And a lot of people might be wondering, does Ethereum have what it takes? What does it need to do to officially break past these all-time high, and what are some targets? So in this video I'm going to look at Ethereum. I'm going to give you some extension targets, and I'm also going to have a look at key accumulation areas for Ethereum.
Hi, I'm Martin. I'm the founder of Captain Crypto's Compass. I'm a trader and a professor at the Financial Freedom Academy. I am passionate about helping you to achieve financial freedom through the art and the gift of trading. I will be providing you with actionable technical analysis and insights on your favorite cryptocurrency projects to help you make better and more informed decisions. If you're ready to take your trading to the next level, you're in the right place.
So the first thing I want to have a look at here is I just want to highlight where Ethereum is currently at. And we can see that our previous bull run tops in November 2021 was roughly about this $4,800 area. Now I've gone ahead and marked this zone from these pivot highs. We can see that pivot high over there to the pivot low over here between roughly about $4,900 all the way back down to this $4,400 range. Now this is at the top end of that wick over there. And we can see that Ethereum has not managed to hold a candle body on the weekly above this specific resistance zone, and it looks like we are finally showing signs of rejection, with us coming to this area, being rejected, and created our first lower high pivot. Now if we can see the resistance coming in here, we need to go and look at some key accumulation levels for Ethereum. So having a look at our first accumulation level, looking to the left here, we see we have a couple of pivot highs in this area. I've marked this support zone between roughly about $4,100 all the way back down to this $3,850 range, give or take. And this would be my first accumulation area for Ethereum. We can see that we have bounced in here 3 times already on top of these previous pivot highs. But I'm also looking at the 21 and 50 SMA as well as the anchored VWAP, and we can see that those are trailing way below the current price action, sitting at roughly 3,400 all the way back down to this $3,000 area. So looking at the accumulation levels, we are currently in our first accumulation area, our first support zone, but we also see the potential of a deeper retracement back down should we actually break these pivot highs as support. Then we could actually see it trade well into these moving averages at the lower end of the scale. Now looking at our momentum and where we are currently in the cycle, we can see that the stochastics RSI has crossed bearish below the 80 level, and the blue line is below the orange line, so it's showing us that bearish momentum is re-entering the market for Ethereum, and we will be putting a lot of pressure on these support zones. We see there's the bearish cross in the stochastics RSI, and looking at our key zones, then we will definitely see Ethereum start pushing lower into these support zones. Now we are currently in the first zone here, but we can see that the stochastics RSI is suggesting that there's more bearish momentum running, so I will be looking at these lower ends of the moving averages and the Fibonacci for support to re-enter for a potential push into and breaking these higher highs at a later stage later this year. Also, just looking at the MACD, we can see that the MACD has had a bullish cross here, and we are slowly tapering down now. We can see that there's a possibility of us actually breaking below the orange line on the MACD. Now to put this in perspective, every single time that we have seen a bearish MACD cross, it followed with a correction and a consolidation phase until finally pushing higher. So do keep this in mind. We are at the tail end of our bullish momentum, and we have not managed to reclaim our previous pivot high that we formed in November 2021, and there is a risk of us forming a double top on the chart. So the MACD and the stochastics RSIs is pointing to the fact that we are running out of steam, we are running out of momentum, and the double top situation is very highly likely.
Hey, hope you're enjoying the content so far. Please remember to hit the like button and the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications.
So for me personally, I'm looking at these levels. I'm looking at high probability accumulation areas. I'm looking between this $4,100 to $3,800 area, and the lower end on top of the moving averages between roughly $3,600 and $3,000 for accumulation for Ethereum. If we can hold on these moving averages, hold in these zones, we should have another attempt of breaking past this double top area between roughly $4,400 and $4,900. So if we can do that, just to put in perspective here, looking at our previous bull run, we can see measuring it from the tops in bull run top in Jan 2018 to the bear market lows in December 2018, we can see that Ethereum managed to touch the 1.2 and the 1.4 Fibonacci retracement levels, and that was marked the absolute top for Ethereum. If we do the same here for this cycle, we can see measuring from the top here, starting in November 2021, all the way to the bottom here in June 2022, we can see that the larger targets, Fibonacci's, of which were to repeat the same strength as our previous bull run, the 1.2 is sitting at $7,700. And the 1.414 is sitting at $9,800. So there is some more upside potential for Ethereum, at least looking at its previous moves that we could see. Our first line, our first battleground will be this double top. So I'm looking to see a simple pattern of us breaking this top, holding it as support, or if we do see momentum start failing, I'll expect a retracement back down into the lower end of the ranges before resetting the momentum and having another go at this topping pattern. So that's what I'm currently seeing with Ethereum, looking fantastic. We have a lot of support and accumulation levels highlighted here, and I do expect support to re-enter for Ethereum and us attempting to break this double top. Peace and love, and happy trading.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, hit the like button, hit the sub button, and hit the bell notifications. Also, remember to click the link in the description below to join my mailing list, where I'll be sending you free emails and trading videos, and also market report updates weekly to help you stay ahead of the herd. As always, this community would not be the same without you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Peace and love. See you next time.